So I've been thinking about it, and upon thinking about it, I've discovered that this isn't really all that hard to say. At the end of the day, you were right, I was wrong, and I'm sorry. But at least let me plead my case for a minute. Here's what happened. Years ago, this has been 5 years ago, I came under the influence of some, like it was their fault. I came under the influence of some people that I have always known to be way smarter than I am. And they were telling me, Neil, if you don't close that website down, if you don't start charging for your content, you're going to lose it all. Never going to be able to make it work. And that happened to coincide with the fact that our numbers on the website were going down. Now, I realize now that was social media. But back then, I really thought it was people were just stealing my stuff and going off and using it. My stuff is that good, but and a lot of people were using it. But that's not exactly what was happening. See, I just didn't know. I couldn't have known. I'm just a dumb trainer. That's all I do. That's all I've ever done. I just train. And I thought they were right. I thought, oh my gosh, I better shut it down. Now, at the time, in my defense, you could go to things like, it might have been New York Times or the Washington Post, but a lot, especially here, the Standard, the Tribune, for example, in Salt Lake, it was all, if you could go and you could read some spots of the Tribune, you could read the first part of the article, but to read the rest of the article, you'd have to pay and subscribe. And so I started working real hard to shut the site down, and in what was it, 14, I got it done. I figured out how to do it. I got this piano.io and I shut it down. A lot of you guys know it as TinyPass, and I shut it down, and I thought, yeah. And also, to plead my case, the gym next door had demolished the hairstylist shop right next to it and had built themselves a thing called the Grit Shop. They had hired one of my trainers away from me and several of our clients away from me to simulate the stuff that I do. Now, to her credit, she didn't go there and do it. So I appreciated her for that. Dear friend to this day, and I'm grateful for her. But it worried me. And then I was seeing the workouts on the Gold's Gym at the time. It's not Gold's anymore, and so I'm sure they have more integrity than they used to. But at the Gold's Gym was stealing my workouts and posting them online as their own. And certain people in my little area were doing the same thing. I was inundated, and I was dumb, and I had a kind of a mentality where I was sure that everybody was gonna take everything from me, and I'm kind of in a different mentality now. I'm in more of a mentality of abundance now, and I'm a little ashamed of myself. So this is just a little video to say I'm sorry. I got it wrong, and I have reopened the website for free. All I've ever wanted to do is help people. That's it. Not the greatest businessman. We're lucky because the business is really self-sufficient. Maybe I don't have the greatest aspirations in the world, but man, I do want you to get healthy. And I've done a lot of work on making that happen. And man, if you want to, you can show up to the gppfitness.com website. You can download one of those workouts and follow along with us. And there you will be exposed to the 3 things that you need to become healthy and fit in the fastest, most effective and efficient way possible. You'll get the programming, and it's all there, and it's tried and true. It's tested. That stuff works. I don't have to say it anymore. In the olden days, I used to have to justify all of it. I don't have to. You can go and find thousands, literally now, thousands of remarks and unsolicited testimonials. People are doing this kind of all over the country now, and I don't have to defend it anymore. You might call me wrong, and I could be wrong most of the time, but not all of them can be wrong all of the time. So you can get all the programming you want. It's there. I want you to have it. In fact, call people you know and help them. It's the simplest, most effective way to get it done. You'll have to supply the facilities. It takes three things: the programming, you need the facilities, and man, if you got a cave with big enough rocks, you can get it done. It doesn't take a lot of fancy stuff, but it will take some stuff, and you'll need either a membership or you'll need to get a hold of big enough rocks. And then lastly, and probably the most important, is community. We have the best community on earth for helping each other get stuff done, and I'm begging you to become a part of it. It's one of the reasons I started doing these videos now. Is I'm trying to help build the community and do that more from the front. I don't know why I thought I could just put it out there and let everybody do it. I get that this is something I'm going to have to do a little bit more of, and I feel like a little piece of my soul dies every day that I try to do social media, and it's just my generation. I'm an old fart and I'm getting over it, so I'm sorry for that too. My message today is I understand that content should be free. If I've got anything other than that's special, I'll try to charge for that. There'll be some cool merch coming up. Thanks Schmoopy for that, and maybe you guys would support me with that. But if you don't for a little while, I get it. You've been burned in the past. It was too much. I kept that site locked down for a long time, and now I'm opening it back up with just a humble apology. I'm sorry. I'll never do it again. I'm here to help you, and if you'll have faith in me one more time, I'll make sure I get that done. This time forever. And we got good stuff here, and it'll help you. And if I could just ask you to share it around a little bit, that's all I need in return. Maybe, buy a little merch from time to time, or whatever else is on sale. We'll talk about that as we go. But the content will stay free, and with that, I would love you guys to help me create more content. You get that I couldn't do it without your help. Your reaction to the workouts are always appropriate. They help build the workouts and make them into more, bigger, better, faster, stronger, more efficient. They're just better. And so I need that, which is another one of the reasons I unlocked it. I had a lot of reasons to unlock it. And, well, we'll explore those reasons together. I hope you and I can do that together. I just need your help, and I understand if you don't give it to me at first, I wouldn't have faith in me either. But I love you, and I want to help you, and over the years I've gotten pretty good at that. I'd like to keep sharing that around. So if you'll have faith in me this one last time, I'll be super excited to do it right this time. So that's my explanation. I hope you'll hang with me. I hope you'll take the workouts and go make them yours, and let's share these things together. So I was hoping maybe I could just sit and have that little talk with you, and just please forgive me.